Okay. All right, so. Bible study.
I have someone new to introduce.
Huh?
I'm gonna introduce someone to everyone.
Okay.
This is a supply drawer where we keep everything down there, right?
He has a brain, but it's only like that small of his head right there.
He's really dumb.
Okay. So we're going to start reading remember where we left off last time? Remember when Jesus went to the well? All right, come on. Do you remember he went to the well and he talked to the Samaritan lady?
Samaritan lady, yeah.
Remember that? And he told her everything about her. And then she was like, "Oh, we're waiting for the Messiah. He will tell us all things." And remember he says, the one you're talking to, he's like, "I am he."
Wow, I wonder how she felt.
So we're going to continue right here on 39. Now come over here so the camera can see you.
But I'm going to read. Wait, where's Pete?
He's right here. All right, well, come over here so we can keep reading.
Okay.
Right here. See it right there?
Sit up here.
This was starting on number 39 right here. This is after he told her that, and she ran back to the village and told everybody, look, I found the Messiah. Could this be him? He told me everything I ever did. All right, here we go. I'll put a light up for you too.
Many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him because of the woman's testimony. He told me everything I ever did. So when the Samaritans came to him, they urged him to stay with them, and he stayed 2 days, and because of his words, many more became believers. They said to the woman, we no longer
Right here, it goes here and it jumps up here.
We no longer believe just because of what you said. Now we have heard for ourselves. We know that this man really is the Savior of the world.
Okay, and then I'll read it once. Many of the Samaritans from that town believed in him because of the woman's testimony. He told me everything I ever did. So when the Samaritans came to him, they urged him to stay with them, and he stayed 2 days, and because of his words, many more became believers. They said to the woman, we no longer believe just because of what you said. Now we have heard for ourselves, and we know that this man really is the Savior of the world. Okay, and then I will keep reading. I'll keep reading a little bit more. This one's called Jesus Heals an Official's Son. Have you ever heard this story before?
Nope.
This isn't like a parable. This is like an actual true story. Sometimes Jesus tells parables and all that.
What's a parable?
They're like made up stories to kind of like teach somebody something.
Kind of like Superbook is.
Yeah, he kind of like makes up an example and tells a story using an example.
More funner for kids.
Yeah.
We can maybe show them a Superbook. We can play Superbook for them too. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this one's called Jesus Heals an Official's Son. Are you ready?
What's that mean?
An official? I think it's like a leader, like a military leader, I think, or something like that. We'll find out, though, as we read in here. After the 2 days, he left for Galilee. Now Jesus himself had pointed out that a prophet has no honor in his own country. When he arrived in Galilee, the Galileans welcomed him. They had seen all that he had done in Jerusalem at the Passover festival, for they also had been there. Once more he visited Cana in Galilee, where he had turned the water into wine. Oh, you remember that part?
Oh yeah, whatever.
I said you're not in the video. You got to get up here. That's what I mean.
Why does my neck look so long?
All right, he's got to go.
No, he doesn't. He was just sitting. Okay, I'll sit up. What Kiki say? Is there special honor?
Well, you gotta be up here in the video. Every time you have Kiki, you just play with him the whole time.
I wasn't even playing with him. He was sitting with me.
Once more he visited Cana in Galilee, where he had turned the water into wine. And there was a certain royal officer whose son lay sick at Capernaum. He was a royal officer, or a royal official, where his son lay sick at Capernaum. So they were in Cana, and his son was in Capernaum, a different town.
Why was he so far?
I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, here it goes. This is why. It's going to tell you right here. When this man heard that Jesus had arrived in Galilee from Judea, he went to him. That's why. So he went to him and begged him to come and heal his son who was close to death. And unless you people see signs and wonders, Jesus told him, you will never believe.
What does that mean?
So I guess he's saying, like, you know, unless I do all these miracles and stuff like that, you guys never are going to believe. You got to, like, see things just to believe and stuff. You know, you're not taking my word for anything. So he was like, unless you people see signs and wonders, Jesus told him, you will never believe. The royal official said, Sir, come down before my child dies. Go, Jesus replied, your son will live. The man took Jesus at his word and departed. While he was still on the way, like the official was on his way home, his servants met with him with the news that his boy was living. When he inquired as to the time when his son got better, inquired means he asked, hey, what time did he get better? And they said to him, yesterday at 1 p.m, the fever left him.
Wait. How did they know what time it was if they didn't have clocks?
They had clocks.
Well, if they didn't have watches.
Well, they were there. Then the father realized that this was the exact time at which Jesus said to him, your son will live. So he and his whole household believed. This was the second sign Jesus performed after coming from Judea to Galilee. So yeah, so he was pretty much, Jesus was saying, you know, you guys,
I need this stool.
he was like, you guys, unless you see like signs and wonders and miracles and things like that, you're never going to believe. But the really cool thing is whenever the royal official asked them to come and help his child, go, Jesus replied, your son will live. And the man took Jesus at his word and departed. You know what I mean? Like, so check this out. So like, that would be like, you know, well, I mean, like, what would you do in that situation? Like, if you're there and Jesus is there and you ask him for a miracle, or, you know, like, let's say I was sick or something like that and you asked him to come heal me, right? And Jesus was just like, now you got to remember, the only miracle he's done so far that we've seen in here was when he turned water into wine. I mean, he told Nathaniel, like, I seen you under the tree and all that, but, you know, so people hasn't really seen all those miracles yet. So what would you do? Because you got to think, before Jesus came here, nobody knew that was Jesus yet. He's just starting his ministry. So, I mean, but if Jesus was there and he was like, all right, go. Your father will live. He'll be fine. Like, it would be kind of like, wouldn't you kind of still have your doubts a little bit? Well, just because he said it, I mean, is it going to really happen, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would have a little tiny bit.
Yeah, you would think you would, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't know if this guy, I don't know if he knew that Jesus was God. Because it says here, let's see. When this man heard Jesus arrived in Galilee, he went to him and begged him to come heal his son. So he probably drove for a while, or actually didn't drive. They don't have like cars back then.
Buggies, yes, they did drive. The buggies.
Yeah.
Yes, they did drive. Probably drove a while to find him.
Okay, so let's read about it. It says, the deep irony of the statement in verse 45 was... Oh, wait, where'd it go? I lost it. Oh, man, I lost it.
What do you mean you lost it?
Oh, there it is. The deep irony of the statement in verse 45 increases with the fact that Jesus had only recently performed a miracle in Cana at the wedding. Instead of responding in belief, the people wanted more. The basis of their welcome was extremely crass. Okay, so here's... I don't know what that means, honestly. But here's the royal official. This term most likely designated him someone officially attached to the service of King Herod Antipas, Tetrarch of Galilee. So he was a royal official for the King Herod.
Wait, who's King Herod again?
I guess he was a king back then.
Isn't he bad?
I don't remember if he was or not, but I'm sure we're going to learn more about him and find out. So right here where it says, Blah, blah, blah. He went to him and he begged him to come and heal his son. It says, the language here indicates that he repeatedly begged Jesus to heal his son. His approach to Jesus was out of desperation, but he had little appreciation of who Jesus was. In light of verse 46, apparently the official's motivation centered in Jesus' reputation as a miracle worker rather than as Messiah. And then Jesus says, unless you people see signs and wonders, you will never believe. The you is plural. Jesus addresses these words to the Galileans as a whole and not just to the royal officer. The response of the Galileans was fundamentally flawed because it disregarded the person of Christ and centered in the need for a constant display of miraculous signs. Such an attitude represents the deepest state of unbelief. Oh, man.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, when he said your son will live, Jesus met the demands of Galilean unbelief by healing the official's son, revealing not only his sympathy, but his marvelous graciousness in spite of such a faithless demand for miracles. So, yeah. So, I mean, I guess it would be kind of like, everybody just wanted miracles and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't even worried about him being God. They were just like, give me miracles. I need this. I need that. And then, so tomorrow, we're going to read about the healing at the pool. Well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. I think I got a cat hair on my tongue.
Yeah. Wait.
Unless you want to read it tonight.
Maybe, but I want to show them something first.
Okay.
I want to show them where we find all our items that we pull up out of the mist. I mean, no, just not a black hole under us.
Just make sure he doesn't get back behind the bed here. Okay.
So, you probably think there's a black hole, but there's not. I can't reach.
Reach what?
Tab. I need to show.
Oh. You can reach that.
The case. What? A secret compartment.
Does it zoom out any? No.
Secret compartment. I'm gonna type in a special code. You guys can't see it. Beep boop bop beep. Beep beep. He comes through a black hole. See how it's so black? That's the black hole he comes through, and we bring all our stuff in. That's why I'm always down here. I'm always grabbing stuff to pull in for our next video.
He loves when you do the iron claw to him. The iron claw.
And then I also brought in these stuffed animals too. So adorable. Let's read about the pool tonight.
You want to read about that?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe you guys are willing too.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. I'm going under here real quick. Grab it. Guys, I'll be back. I gotta go under here. I gotta go grab the other stuff. I'll be back.
This is the healing at the pool. Are you ready?
Yep, I gotta grab the other stuff.
Sometime later, now this is after Jesus healed the royal official's son. Sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now there is. All right, you gotta pay attention.
I'm trying to grab the stuff.
All right, hurry up.
Keep on reading. I'm listening.
Sometime later. Oh no, you gotta come up here. You gotta pay attention.
Got it.
All right, you ready? All right, here we go. Sometime later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for one of the Jewish festivals. Now there is in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Okay, here a great number of disabled people used to lay: the blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been an invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him laying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him, "Do you want to get well?" "Sir," the invalid replied, "I have no one to help me into the pool when the water is stirred. While I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Oh, come back. Where are you going? No, we're doing Bible study. Come on.
I'm trying to get the stool on
No,
top.
all right. Well, let's finish doing this real quick first. Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat, and walk." At once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. The day on which this took place was a Sabbath, and so the Jewish leaders said, oops, I skipped 2 pages, said to the man who had been healed, "It is the Sabbath. The law forbids you to carry your mat." But he replied, "The man who made me well said to me, 'Pick up your mat and walk.'" So they asked him, "Who is this fellow who told you to pick it up and walk?" The man who was healed had no idea who it was, for Jesus had slipped away into the crowd that was there. Later, Jesus found him at the temple and said to him, "See, you are well again. Stop sinning, or something worse may happen to you." The man went away and told the Jewish leaders that it was Jesus who made him well. So the pool, so basically the story behind the pool down here was...
What's the pool meant for disabled people? Why?
So the pool, let me see here. I want to make sure I describe it right. But he was, so he was crippled for 38 years. I'm not seeing anything here on the pool right now. 38 years, learn. So basically, let me look on this one real quick. Maybe it'll tell me on here a little bit about it. Okay. So some have suggested, or wait, no. Okay. Well. Okay. It was custom, right? At that time for people with infirmities or sicknesses or something wrong with them to gather at this pool. Intermittent springs may have fed the pool and caused the disturbance of the water. Some ancient witnesses indicate that the waters of the pool were red with minerals and thus thought to have medicinal value. So, I read somewhere, I don't remember where though. I read somewhere that they believed that whenever you saw like the water, it was calm, when you saw the water like move, like an angel touched the water, and the first person to jump in there after that happens would be healed, is what they believed. That's why he was like, every time I try to go down there, somebody beats me in there. Somebody gets in there first. You know what I mean?
And do they get healed?
I don't know. I don't know if it ever actually says if they do or not. But that was it could not even have been true. You know what I mean? That was just what they believed. So he's laying there. 38 years he was like that. That's a long time, man.
Why don't you just go like in the middle of the night when everyone's asleep?
I think people always was there probably. They probably were always hanging out down there. And as soon as they saw the water stir or move, somebody would be like, hurry up and jump in real quick, and he could never get there because he couldn't walk.
Well, what I would do personally, I would lay right at the edge, and then as soon as I felt that, I'd be like, bloop.
Yeah, I would just lay there and just roll over. But but isn't that cool though? Jesus didn't, I don't remember seeing in here, he didn't even have to touch him to make him better. You know that? Like, remember, like the royal official? He was like, "Go, your son will live." Jesus didn't even have to go to his house. He just said it and it happened, right? Same with this guy here at the pool. He wasn't like, "Ooh." He was just like, "You're better," He just pretty much just said it and it happened.
Yeah.
He says, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk. So, I mean, we got to figure that would be, what would you think? I mean, you can't walk for 38 years and you're laying there and the guy's like, get up and pick up your mat and walk. Like, what do you mean get up? I already know I can't get up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's,
I'm going to send a message to the other side to get some more stuff delivered.
huh?
I'm going to get more stuff delivered.
All right, well, we got to... Okay. All right, so that concludes the Bible study for tonight. Tomorrow we will... But wait a minute. Yeah. So yours is...
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah.
Question.
Okay.
For my birthday, right? On Pet for my birthday, right? On Pet Simulator X, I always wanted a huge exclusive. Do you think maybe I can get one of those huge cat plushies?
Okay. Okay. Well, that's it for today's Bible study. We'll
Hey.
see you guys tomorrow.
Wait, before you hang up, show them what the package just delivered down here.
What is it?
Well, it's something. Wait, not yet. Well, not yet, because you remember you had to type in the passcode to open it?
Beep, boop, beep. Is that a dead body laying there? Let's poke it and see if it moves. Did you just snort?
What?
I said, did you just snort?
Yeah.
Let's poke the dead body and see if it wakes up.
I'm a zombie and I'm here to eat you.